everybody, and welcome to the Two Canadians Football Podcast. I'm your host, Matty P.
I'm your co-host, C-Money.
Coming at you with another episode.
Yeah, bring the noise.
You getting excited, buddy?
I am. I can barely contain myself at this point.
We are officially
Drafting season. Hard.
September next week, week 1. All preseason games are officially done.
Yep. Glad that that's over with. Painful.
We got waivers this week, and we got likely one more Wednesday of waivers before that first Thursday game between the Chiefs and the Lions.
Right. For dynasty purposes. And then lots of drafting.
Yes, lots of drafting from now. I got a draft tonight, actually. I just remembered.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, it's my Yahoo auction league that it's a 14 team. So officially the biggest the league with the most managers in it.
Just bid as much as you can for every player until someone tops you.
I'm going to bid on 3 studs right off the hop, and then I'll be back in an hour.
Yeah. I like that strategy.
It's an interesting league. It's so 14 teams. Is it full PPR? It's at least half PPR, but 3 wide receivers start. So I always focus in that league to grab
running backs.
No, a bunch of stud wide receivers, like at least 3.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't won this league, so it's definitely a challenge so far.
Yeah, 14 teams, that's tough for sure.
And also starting 4 IDP.
Wow, yeah. That's definitely a lot of players for a 14 team league.
Yeah, I think the bench is small, like 5. I think it's 5, but
okay.
You really got to have it super flex. So you really would have to have a stud QB and another QB,
right?
And try and fill out your roster.
I would definitely try and go hero RB in that one. 1 stud and then just whatever.
It's auction, so you literally can try and own any of your guys that you want. Like you have a shot at all.
But that would be my strategy, I think, is hero RB and then that's it for the running backs. Just whatever.
My strategy in these auctions are try to outlast with the cash. A little bit.
Sure.
And like you have your studs that you want.
Right.
But you almost like wait till they're nominated. Don't nominate them yourself. Nominate someone that you wouldn't mind on your team, but it's a mid-tier guy.
Whether you have them or not is not a huge deal, right?
Yeah, and then maybe you bid them up as well, and that just removes cash from those managers that could possibly bid on the players that you really want.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ways to go about that. Just depends on the aggressiveness of the league and how well you know the room.
So that's how I'll be playing that draft tonight. But shall we get to the news?
Sure.
Kyler Murray being placed on the PUP.
Okay. So he won't be starting the year playing for the Cards.
He's going to miss at least the first 4 games of the season.
Right.
And also Colt McCoy, the team announced today that they are releasing Mr. McCoy from his services.
So they're just going full on tank mode, it looks like.
Going for what's his name next year, the quarterback.
Caleb Williams, number 1.
Yeah, I've been looking at these projections, and Arizona's going to score the least points. They're going to win the least amount of games. And unless Toon or Dobbs. Oh, yeah, other news.
They traded for Dobbs, right?
They traded for Joshua Dobbs. So
right.
They're either starting Dobbs or Toon week 1, unless they make another move. But this coincides with the tank.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's much of a question. That's rough for the Cardinal fans out there for sure. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Also, Isaiah Simmons was traded to the Giants.
Right. Yeah, and he never lived up to his lofty draft status, but this could be a huge score for the Giants.
Yeah, for a 7th.
Yeah, basically nothing.
Yeah, and didn't Isaiah go in the first round?
Yeah, high
And-
first, I think.
And he's kind of a bit of a versatile defender.
Right.
Like, I think
Some
he's going to get.
Some call it a tweener. Others call it versatile. Depends how you look at it.
Yeah, so Giants could be sneaky good. Like, I like what the coach is doing there, and the GM. It feels like the Giants are building something.
Definitely. The whole NFC East is a lot tougher than it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, wasn't it it was a very good division last year, right? Yeah, I think it's going to be the same way.
Right. It's going to be even better, I think.
I like Howell. Howell has looked good this preseason.
Losing Terry McLaurin sucks, though, for how long we'll see, but that's a tough one for them.
That's true. But Bieniemy,
yeah,
there now. That's gonna uplift that whole squad. There.
It should be interesting to see how that works. He is held as if it should be good in high regard. So let's see.
And we had another trade. Trey Lance traded from the San Francisco 49ers to the Dallas Cowboys for a 4th rounder.
A rivalry trade, or old standing rivalry. Not so much these days, I suppose, but kind of. A couple of classic franchises.
Jerry Jones says it has nothing to do with Dak, and I agree with him.
Sure. They just want to have a look-see. Just kick the tires on Lance, and then you have him in the in-house. He gets to watch and learn, and, maybe that potential pans out and turns into something. If not, they only gave up, a 5th? Fourth.
And it's a Mike McCarthy offense. So, I don't mind this for a 4th. Maybe he gets some games in, or he plays some snaps as the backup.
Yeah, I think that's just it's a long term. Yeah.
So not too much risk there.
No. They're paying a lot for a backup quarterback that they're just taking a look at. That's the only thing, because he was drafted so high that his contract is, even though it's a rookie contract, it's still a decent amount for a backup. But it is what it is, and San Fran is really, really taking the L on that one. Holy cow. That's trading 3 picks, paying him all that money to have him basically do nothing for you, and then getting a 4th rounder back. That's a big ouch.
Yeah, only 200 and something snaps since he was drafted, and I swear I saw the financials. They paid him over $27 million.
Yeah, I was gonna say about $28 million.
Unreal.
Yeah, good job for the Minnesota boy.
Not too bad, eh? 200 snaps.
Yeah, He's set for life.
Also in other news, some sad news, some Buccaneers news. The center Jensen is being placed on long-term IR.
Tragic. But he was out last year too, so this could be it for him.
Not good for any offensive weapon fantasy owners, losing your center.
Yeah. This was basically what led to the downfall of Brady last year, was that whole line collapsing, and it's already starting again, so could be bad news for Baker again.
Yeah, he tore his ACL, MCL, and PCL.
Oof.
And meniscus.
And his TLC?
32 years old as well.
TLC. He's chasing waterfalls. I don't know. That's a tough break for sure. At least he's got a ring, though.
With the TB12 himself.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any other news to talk about?
I mean, we could probably go on for days right now. There's probably cuts happening on the wire as we speak, but that's okay. We don't need to speak on that stuff right now. Nothing earth-shaking that is currently happening that we know of.
Miller, give me a team that most think will make the playoffs, but that you think won't make the playoffs.
AFC, NFC, doesn't matter.
Anywhere, buddy.
Let's see here. You're getting me off guard here. I got to think of one.
Yeah, I just pulled
I could see a world where San Fran falls apart. even though they do have a great system and all that, I could just see Brock Purdy not panning out the way they thought because he had a little bit of an easier ride last year, an easier schedule, so he feasted. Everyone's hyped on him. And then they do have Sam Darnold as a backup, but, not many believe in Sam Darnold. An injury to Kittle here, an injury to McCaffrey there. All these guys have injury concerns, and I could just see a world where their offense just doesn't do much. Seattle's tough. Arizona is easy for them to beat. Same with the Rams. That division is actually half good and half bad, but I don't know. They could be one surprise team. Plus, they have a tough schedule. I'm sure their schedule is tougher with the teams they got to face out of a division. Hard for me to say this, but I could see the Vikings maybe. I just have a bad vibe right now about the team. I'm not getting. I almost feel like they're maybe trying to kind of not tank, but not do as well. Get a better pick for next year when they have a more favorable schedule. I don't know. Just what I'm feeling right now.
Who's winning the NFC North?
Either the Vikings or Detroit. I just have bad vibes about the Vikings defense this year.
Yeah, I don't know if it's such a work in progress.
Yeah, and I don't think Kwesi has done a very good job with talent, with his talent evaluations. Like, his drafts have really not panned out very well so far. I mean, yes, it's only 2 drafts. You can't even judge them yet fully. But it feels like his first draft just was completely horrible. Like, the top guys, like Scene isn't, and granted, Scene did get hurt badly last year, so maybe that's an injury thing. But then his second pick was Booth, who had injury concerns coming in, and he still has injury concerns now. He hasn't really played. And then Ed Ingram was the second-round pick, offensive guard, and he was one of the worst guards in all of football last year. So that's not a good start. And then this year, now granted, he did take Jordan Addison first round, so let's see how that goes. Right away, the guy gets a speeding ticket going 140 of 55. Not great. Off the field stuff, not great vibes. He's had a bit of an injury in the early preseason and didn't play much. Wasn't in training camp a lot. So there's a lot of concerns there. And then, I don't know. I question some of his releases, some of the contracts he's doled out. A lot of money to Oliver as a tight end, as a blocking tight end, like a lot. And now they're having trouble signing Hawkinson. Like, I don't know. I just question whether he was prepared to take on this job or not.
Yeah, every time I think about this division, I'm going back and forth between Detroit and me picking the Minnesota Vikings to win the division back to back. At this point, I'm just ready to say fuck it and just throw Green Bay on a ticket.
Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. But, I mean, this division really is, I think, one of the more wide open divisions because I do think both Green Bay and Chicago are going to be better than people expect. And I think Detroit's probably going to be a little disappointing from what people are predicting because they just have such high hopes for them. I don't think they're going to be bad. I do think they're going to be a good team, but I just don't think they're going to be quite as good as what people are thinking. And then I think the Vikings, if the offense carries more than its weight, they should be fine. But I'm just a little concerned that the interior of the offensive line isn't going to be able to stop anyone, and Kirk's going to get pressure up the middle, and that's going to make it hard. And then the defense is going to be fun to watch. They're going to get a lot of sacks. They're going to get a lot of pressures, maybe some interceptions because of that. But they're also going to give up some big plays because they're going to blitz a lot. They're going to live and die by the blitz, and that's kind of the way it goes when you do that.
I literally think anybody can win in this division.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel the exact same about the AFC North.
Yes, that's going to be a super
competitive
division as well.
Both these divisions, like Green Bay, Chicago, they're both going to take steps. Minnesota, Detroit, they were decent last year. Obviously Minnesota winning the division. And then you got the AFC North. You got Cincy, who won it. You got Lamar and the Ravens. They're right there. And then you can't count out a full season of Deshaun with Cleveland. And Pittsburgh's going to take a step.
Pittsburgh looks to be ascending too, for sure.
I swear I'm putting a few tickets together with the Steelers on winning that division.
Tomlin's a good coach.
And Burrow's great.
Yeah.
And he led that team to the win last year, but
it's a tight division.
I think the tightest division next to the NFC North, and we've seen Burrow injure himself lately. He's not prone to things happening to them.
Yeah,
and all it takes is one thing.
That now that you mention that, actually, that was the other team that I was thinking everyone expects to win and could have a bad year. Because if Burrow's calf is anything like Carl Anthony Towns' calf, he missed virtually the whole season this past year in the NBA. Sometimes calf injuries can be really tricky and they can cost you a lot of time. And if that is the case for Burrow, because he just kind of tweaked it on a nothing play, right? And if that's the case and he tweaks it again in the season, all of a sudden that whole team is going to fall apart because they don't have their man there.
There's a lot of value with taking, let me just put this together and see what we got here. I'm gonna parlay the Steelers winning the division and the Green Bay Packers winning the division. Let me see.
I wouldn't advise that, but you never know. It could happen.
This is sports, man.
Basically, when you're making a long-term bet like this, you're betting on injury, lack of injuries to the team that you're selecting.
Basically, if you hit on this ticket, it's paying 30-1.
So just those two teams?
Yeah. I like those odds for a long. It's a long shot.
Yeah, it's a bit
ticket.
of a long shot, but it's not. You're not parlaying too many. It's not a huge combo, right?
No, and there are reasons why you're doing this. There are things you have seen that you like.
I don't think Green Bay is going to win the division, but you can make a case.
I do like Green Bay's schedule though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check this out.
They get to play Chicago twice, Detroit twice, Minnesota twice. They finished third or fourth? They finished third last year in the division.
Okay, so here we go. Week 1, Chicago. In Chicago. Week 2 at Atlanta. So that's, those are 2 winnable games. Then it's at home versus the Saints, at home versus Detroit, then on the road at Vegas. Yeah. So basically you're playing Chicago, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Denver in the first 6 games.
Yeah, that's not bad actually.
That's a nice
start.
Yeah. Yeah. After Denver, it's Minnesota.
Okay.
At home.
First L.
Rams at home.
Okay, win.
And then it gets a little tough for on the road at Pittsburgh.
Okay. Oh, your 2 teams. Can they tie maybe?
I'll be watching that game.
Yeah, praying for a tie.
Then week 11 at home versus the Chargers.
Okay, that's a tougher one, but
on the road.
It is at home though, so.
On the road at Detroit.
Okay.
At home against KC.
Ooh, tough one.
On the road against the Giants.
Tougher one, probably.
Then it's at home against Tampa Bay. On the road, Carolina, Minnesota, and then at home versus Chicago.
That is a pretty good schedule.
Especially the way it starts.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Chicago, Atlanta.
They basically have 3 hard games, or tough ones that you can see them for sure losing. And then the rest are basically, a typical NFL coin flip.
Yeah, at Denver will be tough.
Yeah, it's always tough in Denver. That's a tough team at home.
At Pittsburgh will be tough.
For sure.
Versus the Chiefs.
Yeah. But that one is at home.
Slight advantage right there at Lambeau.
Right.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm just putting together some tickets. We're just over we're 10 days away from football, so.
The bigger question is, can you make a combo of every type of parlay to cover yourself and win money?
You probably could, but it would take some a spreadsheet.
Some intense math.
It would take some intense math and like a spreadsheet or some AI shit.
And
helping you.
also buying at the right times on all the the values, getting value on every one.
Yeah, because these futures bets, they kind of just roll consistently.
They fluctuate up and down for sure
throughout the season, right?
Yeah, as news comes in, definitely.
I got Chiefs right now to win the Super Bowl at 7-1, but last year I got Chiefs 15. Were they 13-1? And no, it was 11-1 around Halloween to win the Super Bowl. But Bet365 boosted it up to 15-1, just like a promotion, and I jumped all over
little
it.
Plug for Bet365 there. Hit us up with some cash, boys.
They definitely aren't hitting us up with any.
No.
But it is my favorite site to bet.
Right on.
Anything else we should chat about here? See money.
I don't know. There's just a lot of drafting season is upon us, and I hope everyone has a good time in their drafts. Enjoy it. Don't stress over it too much. It's supposed to be fun.
Any bets you want to make me regarding Set for Life League?
Geez, no, I don't know. I haven't really even considered any. Could probably come up with something.
I'm taking the belt this year, guys.
No, I would bet you that. You won't take the belt. But that's 9-1 odds. Although less.
9-1, eh?
Probably
I'm doing it. I want to see my name engraved on there. I might not even put my team name, just my name, so you guys will know forever.
Yeah, I got all the names freshly transcribed. It's all good. All the winners to date are listed on the belt.
It's a fun thing to have.
It is.
Like, how many names are on there now? Is it like 7 or 8?
Now we're up to, I think there's 8 on there now. It's either 8 or 9.
They always tease me that I'm not on the belt yet, but I also joined this league like halfway through its existence. So,
yeah, not everyone has their name on the belt. So,
yeah, there's a few.
There's been a few. There've been a few who've come and gone too that never once got their name on the belt.
Mike.
Mike.
Mike Priest.
Just calling him out. There's others too, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a pretty crazy bet going with Robin, who's also on the belt. Trying to put
Yeah, you guys should have something going.
No, we do. We do have something in the works.
You two are probably the two that most needed. I actually, you know what? Last year, before the season started, I felt like Mark and Rob and you were the three that and Prees was still in the league too. But I told Mark it was his year and he won it. I'm not going to bless either of you with that.
You give yourself
preseason blessing.
You give yourself too much credit.
Oh yeah, that's right. I suppose it was me sitting next to him at the draft, telling him who to pick. Just kidding.
Me and Robin have something in the works where he has a Scotty Cameron putter. Like he paid I don't know what he paid, $300-400 for it. Anyways, I want that putter, so I'm trying to get him to put that putter up towards some cash of mine. We decide on the amount. I think we were around the 275-300 mark.
Wow, that'd be a hefty bet for a league that.
It is a nice bet. I would love to, win the title.
Get a belt, a putter, and cash.
Dude, isn't that
would be huge?
Isn't that crazy?
Sounds like a Bob Barker showcase.
Yeah, right around Christmas.
Yeah, oh heck yeah.
Yeah,
because you know you're gonna need that putter at Christmas time.
Be putting all over the fucking floor next to the Christmas tree.
Get a ice mini putt course.
If you're listening, Robin, we got to get this bet going. You have too many putters, and we both shoot the same way, so it just makes sense.
Both straight shooters.
We both lefties. Must be that hockey that was in us.
I'm a lefty in hockey, righty in golf.
Yeah, Thursday I have 2 best ball leagues, one after the other.
Oh yeah, I'm in one of them.
Yes.
Prepare to lose.
The one before ours is $100 buy-in.
Whoa. Is that with also locals?
This guy the guy running the league wants to incorporate waiver cash.
Okay.
So fab.
Yeah.
But there are acquisitions during the season, which is weird. It's best ball.
For best ball.
Which is weird.
That is weird.
But he says when you run out of cash, that's it. No zero bids. So it's kind of a cool little
I guess
weird thing about that.
Okay,
league, right?
I guess I can understand that. Then it kind of becomes a managed league at that point. Then, so it kind of takes away.
That's his main.
But
his main goal is trying to keep the guys, I guess, drawn to the league.
Right, interested. Yeah.
So
I see. Okay.
I'm just going to use that to my advantage. These guys don't want to pay attention. Then whatever. I got 50 different acquisitions I can make technically.
Well, so does everyone else. Nobody's not going to pay attention.
Well, not everybody's going to bid $1. You know what I mean? Some might bid 10.
Yeah, if you really want someone, you gotta pay up.
But anyways, I'm going into that league drafting like I'm not even participating in waivers because that's just weird. So that's a little tidbit. If he wants to run it like that, fine.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Not ours though. 20 rounds. That's it.
Yeah, that's bold. I bet you some team is gonna end up winning with like an empty position slot or something.
We could do some weird shit where you're like allowed one trade during the season, just one. Maybe next year.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you institute the rule before the season,
that'd kind of be cool. I could see like lots of like big trades going like 3 for 2.
Oh, like, one trade, but like, well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you wait and hold off, and then when you make your trade, you like do a big mutually beneficial. Like for fill in for injured players and blah blah blah.
Yeah, or like quarterbacks. Like someone's got an extra quarterback, so he's going that way.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. That could be a cool idea. You're allowed one trade per season.
That would be I think that would be that would give too much control to like the two teams that swing the trade, though. I think
that's what makes it kind of cool, though. Like, because you only have one trade, so you better be getting what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes, it's collusion.
Yeah, that's exactly.
But it's for the benefit of your team because this is your only one trade.
Well, yeah, it's collusion between the two of you.
I like this.
So it's basically like you're almost partnering up with a team in your best ball league. Then at that point.
But you're not partnering up because you're trying to win.
Yeah, but you are partnering up because you're both trying to win.
But like one team might have a need for a tight end, and the other team might need a quarterback. So the perfect trade is almost like not forced, but like just it might happen naturally.
Yeah, I guess that's if everyone's friends, but not everyone is friends. So
I'd be curious if I implemented that rule. If like there would be teams that just didn't even trade, because why would you not try and bolster the weak spot of your lineup?
Yeah, it just depends. Not everyone's going to have the same weakness. Maybe someone won't need to make a trade, and then I don't know. I'm not sure if I like that idea.
I like this rule.
I like the idea of waivers better than I like the idea of a single trade.
I might have to implement this next year.
Yeah, well, it's a twist.
The reason I mention it too is because it's kind of easy to manage. Like I am the commissioner of a lot of my friends' leagues. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not always easy. But yes, best ball is supposed to be easy.
Right, that's kind of the point. Yeah.
So just if throwing this little like weird wrench in the league rules where you have
that
one
makes
trade,
it not easy.
It's kind of easy to manage because there's only 10 or 12 teams and there's only going to be 6 trades. It's kind of cool.
Oh, and then the other thing, so as trades happen, your trade partner list gets smaller.
I know, it's kind of cool.
So then it's like, okay, I'm really if the last 2 teams are left, they're like really hoping that this guy gets an injury at the position of need that so that you can trade.
But like you don't have to trade. Like it's just like a little, kind of cool thing.
Injuries happen though. Everyone is going to want to make a trade at some point.
But then you run out of trade partners.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you don't go first, you're going to probably end up on the outside looking in. Is what I'm saying.
It's kind of interesting. Do you save your trade for the end, or do you use it at the beginning? Right? Because at the end, you would think that there would be trades have been made, and then your trade partners dwindle, right?
Right. You don't have any left.
Have you also heard of like vampire leagues, Chris?
I heard of it. I don't recall the twist or how it works.
I think like next year, I'm gonna run a couple kooky leagues, like
guillotine,
vampire. Like, there's one idea where like the lowest scoring team in the fantasy week, all his players go back into the waivers.
Yeah,
and he's like eliminated, or
they're eliminated. So you need 18 or 17 teams, and then every week one team is eliminated, and all their players go back into the free agent pool, and then you're allowed to make acquisitions. So that's pretty cool. I like that idea. How's the Vampire League work?
I forget exactly the specifics regarding the vampire, but I remember it's something definitely to consider next year. Like,
yeah, I'm down to check out some more league styles. This is gonna be my first best ball, so like, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, just different formats, switching things up, having fun, like you mentioned earlier in the episode.
Yeah,
or a few minutes ago.
Right on. I think that about covers everything. Hey,
well, yeah, looking forward to our
the live draft. Can't wait.
In-person draft. Out of all these drafts, I think I only have one in-person draft. Yeah, next Monday.
Yeah, this is mine too. All of us. It's a long-standing league, and everyone looks forward to this. It's one of the highlights of the year for sure. If you can do a live draft with your league, I definitely strongly suggest you do it.
If you guys are on the fence, if there's like some first-time fantasy footballers in here, or you're thinking about joining a league, one of the best parts of joining a league is the draft.
Yeah, and the interaction.
Yeah, if any of you guys are on the fence about joining another or a second fantasy football league, or your first for that matter, it's a great experience, especially the live draft, the in-person draft. We treat it like a potluck. We all bring some shit, bring some drinks, get funny and weird at the draft. It's a fun time.
Yeah. And it's a chance for everyone to meet and hang out if some members may not even know each other. So it's always fun.
Yeah. Shout out Allie for hosting the SFL draft for a few years now.
Year in, year out. Yep. She's always hosting.
She's putting some pulled pork on the Traeger grill. There's going to be maybe some hot dogs, maybe some chips and dip. It's going to be good. I always leave there just like full.
Yeah. It's a good time for all.
Well, yeah, we'll see you guys soon. We've been pumping out almost like 2 episodes a week now, so that's feeling pretty good.
Yep, definitely. So be excellent to each other.
Invite a lady to your league.
Peace.
Ciao.